we give you a silent installer, which allows you to push out those licenses remotely all at the same time. How to increase productivity by monitoring employee activity. Who's working today? When did they log in? It will show you when they first logged in. When did they last log off? Throughout that time, how active have they been? And active time is literally interacting with a computer in some way. So typing, scrolling, clicking, something like that. When were they doing the most work, and when were they the least active or not active at all? Their latest activity, and then a screenshot view. So that's kind of the idea of how to increase productivity. I mean, really, you're seeing everything that they're doing. How are they spending their time? You could sort by emails that contained alert words. If there's an alert word that gets triggered in an email, it'll be highlighted. We have a few pre-built lists for at least the first few subjects, like a bad words and then also a job search words. This is an ability to have the software tell you, hey, this person typed it. Here's where they typed it. Here's what it looked like. Here's when it happened. You can even get a screenshot captured whenever they type that specific word as well. Know that we also monitor the mobile side too. We have an Android product and an iOS product. So if you have employees that have phones or iPads.
All right, so this is absolutely disgusting. Managers are making their employees keep their cameras on and their microphones on so that the programs they make you install on your personal computer or install on their work computer detect your input, which then marks you as active, which then says that you are doing the work. And I know there's going to be a bunch of people in the comments, well, they're paying you to do the job. They should have the right to see if you're doing the job. No, go away, boomer. Take that boomer mentality somewhere else. So this is from the Washington Post here. Managers turn to surveillance software, always on webcams, to ensure employees are really working from home. They're trying to disguise this surveillance under the guise of, well, humans crave interactions. Humans need to talk to other humans. It's so lonely working remote. You know, when I was at the office, I would see people at the water cooler and I'd want to go over and talk. Here, let me show you exactly. Employees were told to create a digital avatar and spend their workday in a virtual office replete with chat room cubicles and a gossip-ready water cooler channel. So it's from this place called Praggly, and they're not doing anything innovative. They're not disrupting any industries, even though they're a tech startup. It's literally just Discord. They have channels that you click to join, and then you can talk to people. It's like Ventrilo. We have no shyness now at this point. It weirdly brought us a little closer together. You have to sit in a chat room all day, and then they'll join you and they'll be like, oh, hey, what's up, dude? And well, there's some examples of managers doing that to employees. Like some employee walked away from their desk and then the manager jumped in and was like, hey, where'd you go? I don't see you in your office anywhere, because you have to keep your webcam on. Here's a really depressing sentence. Businesses across the country have scrambled to find ways to keep their employees in line. What are you, cattle? Gotta keep them in line. Thousands of companies now use monitoring software to record employees' web browsing and active work hours, dispatching the kinds of tools built for corporate offices into workers' phones, computers, and homes. Now, I don't know about you, but if my employer ever said you need to install this into your personal home so that we can make sure you're working at home, I'd give them a big old bird, and I'm sure you guys would too. They've sought to watch over the workers themselves, mandating always-on webcam rules, scheduling 3 times daily check-ins, and inundating workers with not-so-optional company happy hours, game nights, and lunchtime chats. Down here in the article, it says, company leaders say that systems are built to boost productivity and make the quiet isolation of remote work more chipper, connected, and fun. The quiet isolation of remote work is nice. It's actually nice. The water cooler chat is not nice. If you want to gossip about stuff, do that outside of work. Let me do my work, and then I'll talk to you if I want to. Several companies allow managers to regularly capture images of worker screens and list employees by who is actively working and their hours worked over the previous 7 days. And I guess if it's a work computer, they can do what they want with it. I still think it's kind of messed up. If they're making you install that on your home computer or any personal devices, GTFO. Here's the one that I want to look at. It's called InterGuard. This is probably the worst one that I've ever seen. Most of these softwares that are tracking you, that are sending screenshots and timestamps of everything that you're doing, that's all it does. InterGuard here lets you take control of the computer. Here's the really messed up part. It can be installed in a hidden way on workers' computers and creates a minute-by-minute timeline of every app and website they view, categorizing each as productive or unproductive and ranking workers by their productivity score. What is this? The system alerts managers if workers do or say something suspicious. In a demo of the software shown, the words job, client, and file were all flagged just in case employees were looking for elsewhere to work. So imagine being at a company and you know it's a dumpster fire, it's a sinking ship, and if you ever type the word job anywhere on your computer, it flags your manager and says, you might be looking for another job, we need to abort now. His productivity score has been showing low lately, and now we know why, because he's about to jump ship. What if you were helping your friend get a job? What if you're just looking for jobs to see if you're getting paid fairly in the market? InterGuard's system can also record all of the workers' emails, instant messages, keystrokes. Now they have a keylogger. So I hope you don't type in a bank password. I hope you don't type in a trust fund password. I hope you don't put in your credit card PIN number. I hope you don't type in your social security number to verify information to be able to pay your mortgage. I hope you don't type in any passwords ever, because they're keylogging it now. You could literally watch a movie of what that person did. Here's a boomer boss basically saying it's financially irresponsible for companies not to keep a close eye on their employees' daily work, and managers feel completely entitled to know what their workers are doing. So it's financially irresponsible for a company to not take screenshots of what you're working on every 10 minutes. So gross. It's silly to say I trust them all and close my eyes and hope for the best. Some workers have grimaced at the surveillance, but most should have nothing to hide. If you're uncomfortable with me confirming the obvious about your work, what does that say about your motives? It's the classic, if you have nothing to hide, then you'll be fine, which is, no, I want my privacy because I want my privacy. Just because I work for you doesn't mean I lose my right to privacy. I'm sorry, like, you can't do that. What if I have some super sensitive information up on my screen, and then you look at it, and now that gives you information about me as an employee, about what my motives are? Like, not every employee is 100% dedicated to you 100% of the time. Even this person who said that is stupid. This is what creates that garbage surveillance culture. It's you have nothing to hide, you have nothing to worry about, you know? Then you're good with me. No, they get to know everything about you as the worker. They can know what you're looking at, when you're working, when you're not working, all that stuff, but you don't get to know anything about them. You have garbage startups like Pragly, and they don't portray themselves as the work police. They suggest that they use always-on webcams and always-on microphones to help bring workers closer together. Bro, you do not want always-on webcams and always-on microphones. You just don't want that. You got kids crying, you got dogs barking, you got dudes on the hub. You don't want that. Well, why would they be doing any of that if they were just working, you know? No, it's peer pressure. They have their webcams on, so you should have your webcams on. Some people are eating food. They don't want to, be eating food and you're chewing, you're supposed to chew with your mouth shut, but whatever. People do things when they're by themselves, and that's what people do, and don't make them keep their stuff always on. They're going to be focused about, okay, if someone's watching me right now, what are they going to think? And it could be completely normal, taking a drink of something like this, and they're just, oh no, what if my manager thinks this is actually something else besides water? What if my manager thinks that this is beer? And they won't be able to focus. They could be doing completely normal activities, but they'll be thinking about, oh no, someone could pop in at any time and think something else because they have no context. Pragly executives argue that emails and Slack messages are socially unfulfilling. Who gets to decide what's socially unfulfilling? Efficient, but soulless. Okay, don't bring that woo-woo soulless emotion into this. Powerless to combat the distractions and loneliness of the work from home. Bro, here's the thing with loneliness. I've said it before. You can be alone in a room full of people. You can be at a completely packed office and you can feel alone. Okay, being alone and feeling lonely are two very different things, and people that say you have to be with other people, otherwise you'll feel lonely, are stupid, and you're wrong, okay? Sometimes people just want to be alone. Sometimes people just function better alone. They're preying on the fact that, well, people are gonna feel by themselves. Okay, you gotta fix that first. We create that sense of togetherness, so you don't actually create togetherness. In an office, I would see other people at the water cooler. I could look up and see other people around me working. I passively heard people moving around in the office. I knew I was part of a team working toward a shared mission. No. Okay, the reality of, I could look around and see people move, it's distracting. That's what it is. It's distracting to see all these people walking by, even if you have noise-canceling headphones on. It doesn't cancel people walking by. It doesn't cancel someone tapping you on the shoulder. It doesn't cancel any of that stuff. And just because I see all that stuff happening around me doesn't mean I don't know that I'm working toward a shared mission for the company. Is it good for the company? I don't need to be around other people doing stuff and seeing them also working on things to feel motivated to do my job. That's your core argument here, because that's a fucking garbage argument. The default app setting automatically sends users an alert at 9 a.m. time to get to work. So rip flexible schedules. Pragley's system measures employees' keyboard and mouse usage to assess whether they're actively working. Any more than 15 seconds of not typing can shift a worker from active to idle, and allows anyone to instantly start a video conversation by clicking on another person's face, similar to swinging by their desk in a real world office. Okay, imagine like you're balls deep into something. You're really focusing. You got 10 different screens open, and you have, you got your process dialed in. You go to this one, get this information, then go to this one, and then plug it in for a second, do some calculations, and then go back. And it took you all day to figure out how to get this going. And then someone just pops in and says, "Hey, what you doing? What you working on? How you doing there? Can you give me an update on what you're working on?" Because that's what they can do. And now they can just see, and boom, you are totally thrown out, and you're like, oh shit, what was that number again? You wanted this by the end of the day, but you just popped in, and now you interrupted me, and now I can't give you this information that you just asked for. Because that's what they're promoting, is just, you could be working, and anyone can pop in at any time, and they'll just swing by your desk. No, that's annoying. That's why work from home is so great, because it's distracting when people come over. Well, there's efficiencies, Josh. There's efficiencies, and there's that human connectivity factor that you just can't quantify. Well, if you can't quantify it, then don't talk about it to me and try to use it as scientific fact, okay? Pragley recommends users keep their webcams and microphones on at all times. Users can also connect their calendars, music playlists, so their coworkers know what they're doing and listening to round the clock. Okay, so first of all, if I'm listening to some ear-licking ASMR, I don't want people to know that I'm listening to ear-licking ASMR. Well, if you have nothing to hide, Josh, yeah, all right, look. I don't have anything to hide, but it's a little weird if you come in and you're like listening to this is an egregious example, okay? I get it, but like, imagine if you're listening to like a political podcast at work. You don't share your political views, but you're listening to a political podcast, and now they can see what side of politics you're on, or they start assuming stuff about you. All this stuff just goes without context. It's disgusting. People are going to be so worried about the metrics that they're just going to try to meet the metrics and get better metrics instead of saying, what could I do better here? That's not going to be priority more. It's going to be, am I going to make that? Am I going to make the metrics? Is my productivity score going to be high enough? So they have a workplace chit chat and a silent room for workers who don't talk but leave their microphones on. So you're going to join a chat room and everyone is just leaving their microphone on and no one's going to talk. That's weird, dude. You ever sat in a Discord call? You ever been on a Zoom call where someone leaves their microphone on while they're sitting there like chewing on a bag of chips and they're just, that's annoying. That is not coffee shop relevant. Like, yeah, you're gonna hear that, but you're gonna hear glasses clicking, and that's just turn on actual ambient noise. There's Noisely. Go use Noisely and turn on the coffee shop and some white noise and some wind and leaves and whatever you want if you want that background noise. There's no need for a silent room channel where we sit with our microphones. This is stupid. This is so dumb, dude. Here's something that you might not know about Zoom. They had a thing called attention tracking, which alerted the host of the call when a participant looked away from the screen. You just have to be part of a meeting that is completely unrelated to you, and if they have attention tracking on, if you're not like this, or you look away from your screen, or you look down to look at your phone and scroll while you're listening, you're getting flagged, you're getting put on a PIP. This is what Pragley actually looks like. It's you got different channels, different rooms disguised as things, and then one person's in there, one person's in the water cooler, 3 people, and then you have people in the main office, and then you can see people who are not in a room, people who are just doing things, I guess, and you can see their stupid little wee avatars. Tell me this doesn't look like Discord. We have rooms and different channels where people can talk and people can post things, and then down here, we got look, there's a lounge. Oh, you can just click in. Now we're in the lounge. Whoop-de-doo. Coding pairs, rage quit, like, okay, cool. Wow, this is Discord. Now I'm gonna show you Pragley in action. Employees working at home feel lonely. That's why we've created Pragley. You can see all your friends. Okay, so you saw that little animation with the little confetti? So you click that little emoji right there, and then it makes confetti fall whenever you complete an objective or celebrate something in the company. Wow, that's so cool. You can even set a status. Holy moly, that is something I've never seen before. He set his status to focusing. Your teammate will be available again in an hour. Are you sure you want to interrupt? The fact that it still lets you interrupt them, yes, it's important. That shouldn't even be an option. You shouldn't you should just be totally closed off. If you're doing good work, you should be able to say, do not bother me at all. If it's that important, you can call me. Anyway, so that's Pragly, and they promote always on cameras and microphones just to promote some human connectivity, just to promote a sense of togetherness, not actual togetherness, just a sense of togetherness. It's all about the sensing and the emotionals, because you'll be lonely if you don't have a bunch of people being able to watch you at any time. All right, let me show you InterGuard. This is the one that lets them take control over your computer. Let's go over some of the things that they're offering as a pro to a bunch of managers who are pieces of shit and don't trust anybody. Hands down, if you make your employees use this software, you're a piece of shit. Employee productivity monitoring. Watch as the work unfolds in real time with desktop screenshots and video playback. Measure productivity and idle time. Get reports and alerts about how employees use their time, app, and website usage. Web filtering, secure your network, and enhance employee productivity with enhanced internet content filtering. You think just because you block Reddit on the laptop, like they're not just gonna pull up their phone and look at Reddit or Facebook or YouTube or do whatever it is on their own personal laptop? Do you think like this is stupid? This is not gonna work. Here's where it's messed up. This is what I was talking about at the beginning of the video. Incident response. Interact with and take control of a user's PC or laptop in a potential breach situation. Remotely delete or retrieve files, geolocate lost or stolen laptops, and even lock down the laptop or the endpoint if necessary. So they say in a potential breach situation. Right? That's how they're using it. Oh no, they've breached data. They're about to steal something. They're going to take it and run. Imagine your manager saying, you better get back to work or I'm going to take over your computer and delete stuff. Imagine if they accidentally deleted the wrong folder that had all of your tax history on it and you didn't happen to have it backed up to the cloud. Imagine you had some super personal documents of your own on your own computer and they accidentally delete that because they're trying to stop you from what they think is potential breaching of their information or something. The thing is that this software is installed without you knowing. And if you work at this company, you're also garbage. You're also a trash human. Sorry, that's just, you should not, because you're promoting this and you're trying to make this okay. And then that's what happens in the corporate life. One company's using it and they say, oh wow, we got a little bit better results. And then another company's like, wow, we want those results, so they start doing it. And it's like Silicon Valley with all their stupid startup culture. It's a virus. It just spreads. Big Brother's watching, and if you have nothing to hide, then you have nothing to worry about. And that's just creepy to me. That's just really, I want my autonomy. I want my privacy. I'll talk to you when I want. You should fight back against this. If your company wants you to install this, say, how about you let me do my job? And if the results are getting done, the work is getting done, then you shouldn't need me to do this, right? It's all about the work getting done. So if you enjoyed the video, maybe leave a like. If you thought Pragly was trash or is trash, maybe leave a like. If you think InterGuard is trash, maybe leave a like. If you think this whole concept of leaving your webcam and audio on at all times, maybe leave a like. If you'd like to support the channel, I have some links down there in the description. I've got some Corporate Cringe merch. I got a Patreon, some other things, but check those out if you want. I appreciate you guys. Hopefully this helps. At least just you are aware of this, and I'll see you guys in the next one.